Hey, happy Friday. And I hope, as always, you had a fantastic week. You know, I had a long day. And I was like, I'm not going to do the videos today. It's just what it is. I'm not going to do it. I'll just do it on tomorrow, or I'll do it, when I can. That was my attitude because I had a long day. But, I was reminded of what I want to talk to you about today. And today I want to talk to you about commitment. And I was reminded, are you committed to this or are you not? Because I want to tell you, and I want to put it in this context. Determination is different than commitment. Determination says I've come to a conclusion in this thing and I've made a decision. So I made a decision I was going to do these videos. That was my determination. I determined that I was going to do them. That was my conclusion. But determination without commitment, it's not enough. I determined I wanted to marry her or marry him or marry them or marry they. But I got into the middle of the relationship and realized that my commitment to my determination was not there. It was not comparable to my determination. Some may say, did I count the cost? And we can count the cost. I know scripture says us count the cost. We can count the cost of something, you all, and determine that we're still going to do it. But in order for you to be able to be successful, you're going to have to be committed. Committed. Because, see, to be committed means to be obligated. It's to be bound to that thing. It's to be in agreement with that thing where you don't give up. Commitment takes you the long haul. When you've been doing it let's talk about a relationship. When you've been in it for 5 years and 6 years, and now it feels like it's just work, but you're committed to it. See, commitment is that linchpin that keeps us in a thing, that keeps us going. See, God had determined, right, that he was going to send his son Jesus, and Jesus was determined to be born, I'm presuming, because it says he was with the Father before he came here. So he was determined to be born. But in order for him to go on the cross and die for us, he had to be committed. He had to be committed to what the decision had been made. And so I came to tell you today, we make a lot of determinations. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. As we walk the miles of life, we determine in our hearts, I'm going to stop this, or I'm going to stop that, or I'm going to move here. We make all kinds of decisions. But in order for us to see those decisions come to pass, or for us to realize advancement, growth, we have to be committed. Change, we have to be committed. And what I've learned is, a lot of us, right, want to be want God to be committed, right? God, be committed to what I want. God, be committed to what I need. God, I need you to be committed. And God is committed to us, you all. He says he will never leave us, forsake us. That's commitment. But here's the question. Are you committed to what you have promised God? Are you committed to what you have asked God for? God, I want this child. But once it gets hard, are you committed to staying in it when the child is difficult? When the child is not doing what you want them to do? See, commitment says I'm not going to leave you because you're my child. Commitment says I'm going to stay in this with you. Good, come hell or high water, we're going to do this thing. Commitment. See, commitment keeps you there. Commitment keeps you bound. A lot of us don't want to have commitment. We want determination. We make a decision, but we're not committed. And, in order for us to see growth, change, new developments, businesses, lives change, we have to be committed. Because see, our commitment plus God's commitment equals growth. 1 + 1 = 2. God's commitment, without our commitment, no growth. But pay attention to this. Our commitment, some people might say that, without God's commitment, if it's going to be done God's way, it won't happen. Now, you can be committed to something on your own and see it brought to pass. I'm not going to lie about that. But if it's going to be done God's way, God's got to be committed with you to it, right? For it to be brought to pass. Psalms 37:5 says to us, commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will do this. Commit your way, commit your thoughts, commit your behavior, commit your life to God, and God will bring it to pass. I think the New King James Version said, God will bring it to pass. God, trust in God. See, it also tells us to trust. See, committing to something means you're going to trust the process, you're going to trust the steps, you're going to trust in whatever you got to do to get there. You're going to trust it. So, I just stopped by to tell you that as you walk the miles of life, we make a lot of determinations. We make a lot of decisions. I'm going to quit this. I'm going to go there. I'm going to build this. I'm going to accomplish that. We make the decision. But the question is, do you have the commitment? Because the commitment is what keeps you going until it's accomplished or until something changes. Commitment is what gets you through. Much love, Keita.